What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another top 10 video. We are in the end game of MLB The Show 23. I'm going over first baseman today, the top 10 best primary position first baseman in the game, and who you should be using, or some options for you to use if you don't know who to. We're also going to throw some honorable mentions in there that are secondary positions to get you a bigger picture, but we're going to keep the top 10 the primaries like we did over in the third base positions. If you have any questions, you ask me down below. I will do my best to answer them. Keep in mind, these are my opinions. This is not law. These are not written in stone. These are just who I think are the best. If you think number 6 is better than number 4, I'm sorry, but this is who I think using the cards, my experience. That's how it's going to be. All right, let's get into it. Starting off with the first honorable mention is going to be maybe the best first baseman in the game. If you use him in the outfield, you probably shouldn't. It's Babe Ruth, the best player of all time. Of course, he's maxed out everything. I don't love Babe Ruth cards. He's an honorable mention because he's not primary. Otherwise, he might be number 1. Okay? Okay. Another honorable mention is this Kyle Schwarber, one of the best swings in the game. He hits home runs for no reason. Maxed out power. He's not really a great option, but he's super fun. And if you want to have fun, try out Kyle Schwarber. Only if you're on All-Star, not on the higher ones. Another honorable mention, Manny Machado. He was one of the top third basemen. He's also one of the top first basemen. He's really good. He's just really good. A lot of these finest cards are really good. Jim Edmonds was the surprise of the year for me. They gave him first base. He's pretty much Ryan Howard, but I think he has a better swing than Ryan Howard. So take that for what you will. He's a 99 defender as well, if that means anything to you. He's solid. He has a lot of home runs. Also, Billy Williams is super similar to Delgado. So if you don't have Delgado, but you have Billy Williams, he's very, very similar. Again, it's a lot of home runs. Billy Williams getting this type of card was crazy, and I really, really ask you to try him because we'll never get a Billy this good again. I think the last honorable mention is going to be Hunter Renfroe. I can't believe Hunter Renfroe got a card with maxed out power, and boy, this thing is slaps. If you ever used a card in BR, a Hunter Renfroe with like no contact, imagine that, but with contact. Like he has like 46 contact on his BR cards. This one has 110 on both sides with quirks. Come on. All right, now we're moving on to the actual primary first baseman. That was just honorable mentions. This is going to be number 10. The number 10 best first baseman in the game is 99 Ryan Howard, one of the new legends this year. It's a shame that we got his best cards so late. We got a day 1 Ryan Howard that was pretty good. We got a prime one that was pretty horrible. And then this Ryan Howard is very good with maxed out power, and he's maxed out versus righties with contact. In a right-handed pitching meta, this guy mashes. I think there's better options, but his swing is really good. The vision's scary, the speed's scary, but it is what it is at first base. You want a lot of power at first. This is one of your best possible options for it. Ryan Howard, number 10. Another one that people might be super surprised by, but this is number 9, Joey Meneses. Joey Meneses had a breakout season for the Nationals this season. He plays first, third, left, and right field. First is probably one of his better positions, although I do like him kind of everywhere. He is 114, 125, 104, 120. That is really, really good, especially versus lefties. He has quirks as well. Not a lot of them, but he got a couple. This guy's a dog. I really like his swing and his live series card. I think there's a couple of better options with more quirks. It sucks that he has better splits versus lefties. I know that just makes sense for a righty. If he had reverse splits, he'd be even higher on this list. But Joey is definitely a sneaky option at number 9. Number 8 on this list is going to be Big Schmeat Pete, the polar bear himself. I mean, maxed out power again. He got the double barrel power, 125. He does have reverse splits on contact, which is good. I wish his contact versus left was a little bit better, but he does have quirks on him. More quirks than, say, a guy like Joey Meneses. And he has a better swing, I think, at least. He's a really good one, and he has a lot of launch angle. He hits a lot of balls out. If you ever used his home run derby card from last year, you kind of have an idea of how good a Pete Alonso can be. I really like him. Shout out to Pete. He's number 8. Number 7 is going to be a switch hitter. I think one of the only switch hitters on this list, believe it or not. Eddie Murray got one of the best cards he's ever gotten. It's super, super balanced. Usually he's favored towards lefties more. This one's super balanced. I really like that about him. He has a great swing if you can get over his toe kind of facing the pitcher. It's really weird, but like not overly intrusive. 54 speed's not terrible. Again, a switch hitter. 119, 111, 112, 115 on the power with 110 vision. This is just a really, really solid card across the board. He's going to hit both sides really well. He'll be in the rewind packs. You can get him if you just win 5 games Win 5 event games, give him a shot. He could be really fun. At number 6, we have another event reward card in Paul Konerko. I cannot believe a Paul Konerko got stats like this. I mean, if you watched Paul Konerko back in 2010, you'd probably agree. And if you saw those White Sox teams, you'd be like, yeah, Paul was one of the best hitters in baseball. They never respect him in this game. This card clearly respects him a lot. One of the best statted offensively cards in the game. 113, 125, 121, 125. So he's maxed out versus lefties. 99 vision, that'll get over 100 when he gets some parallels to him. White Sox legend. It sucks that he only plays first. That is definitely a tough thing for him. And he's a righty over there. There's a lot of righty options. If this card was flipped to the left side, he might be the best first baseman in the game. That's just kind of the way it goes, though. I've never really used the Konerko swing, so he could potentially be higher than number 6 on this list, but I've never really tried him outside of like 3 at-bats in a BR run. I'm not going to judge him off of that. If you like him, please give him a shot. He might be a dog. And again, another event reward card. Get him at 5 wins. Give him a shot. He could be really fun. He might be your first baseman. Number 6. At number 5, the top 5 is here. We have 99 Carlos Delgado, another new legend. He is going to be maxed out contact once you get him to P4, maxed out power versus righties. His power versus lefties leaves a little to be desired, but kind of like George Brett, it doesn't really matter. Having the maxed out contact, I think, is more important than the power. 84 contact will get you some home runs. If you've ever used a card like Jackie Robinson, he'll get you some. And he has one of the best and fastest swings there are in the game. One of the coolest bat flips. He just tosses his bat. It's a joy to watch. And having Delgado in the game is a blast. I do wish they gave him left field or catcher secondary just for a little bit of versatility out of the card, but he was probably always going to play first base anyway. He's going to be fun. I like him. He's in the finest program, I believe, so it is a little bit of a grind to get him. I don't have him yet, so I haven't actually tried him, but I liked the Takashi Delgado earlier in the year, so I'm sure I'll like this one as well. Number 6. Number 5. Number 4, another lefty is going to be Freddie Freeman. I debated putting Delgado higher than Freddie because of the power, but I think Freddie's just a little bit more balanced overall. He's faster. He's better defense. Doesn't fully matter at first, but it's nice to have anyway. He's going to have max contact off the bat. He's going to get over 110 on vision. He'll get over 110 on power versus righty. And he has a bunch of live series quirks. A lot of people really like Freddie Freeman cards as well. They always look a little bit worse on the stat side, and then you use them and they play a little bit better. So Freddie is like a fan favorite, especially for guys who don't have some of the more expensive options. He's only going to be like 20K. He's in the new program. If you didn't already get him for free, Freddie's going to be a dog. He's number 4 on this list. Number 3 is a weird one. It's going to be 99 Paul Goldschmidt. He won the MVP for the National League this year. He is the collection for all of the new finest cards. So you got to put in a good amount to get him. Got to collect a good chunk of those finest cards. There are quite a bit of them that you can get out there, and they're all pretty cheap now if you haven't already gotten the free ones that are around. He's going to be 113, 125, 110, 125, and 97 vision. He's really, really good. And again, he has every live series quirk in a game pretty much on the offensive side. So his contact and his piece size is going to be even bigger. He's going to get even better exit velos. Goldschmidt is an absolute beast. He's great over defensively at first base, which is really nice. 47 speed leaves a little to be desired. I don't love right-handed guys typically at first base. Every year I try to go for lefties. This year it kind of didn't work out that way. It was very right-handed dominant this year. That's just the way it goes. I haven't really used this Paul Goldschmidt, and I can't tell you I ever really have, but I know I've faced a lot of the live series ones in events when he was like supercharged, and they have killed me in the past. This one's going to do the same thing, I'm sure. I'm kind of scared to see him. He's number 3 on this list. Number 2, they gave him one of the coolest cards ever, especially in the art department. He hit 700 home runs this year. We didn't think he was going to do it, and he popped off the second half of the year. Albert Pujols, one of the best first, third basemen ever, depending on which position you really look at him at. One of the best right-handed hitters in baseball history. 700 home runs is unreal, and this card proves it. Maxed out double barrel power. He has 111, 115 contact versus both sides. He also has the pinch hitter quirk, so if you don't start him at first base, he's probably the best right-handed bench bat in the game with that quirk and the power. 113 vision is amazing. He has 86 fielding and 60 speed, which is actually higher on the spectrum for first baseman. And he has his good Albert swing. Albert is known to have a really fast swing and a really slow swing, depending on what season they gave him a card. They gave him the good one on this card like they did on the awards Rookie of the Year Albert from earlier in the year. They gave him that swing. It's amazing. I've just not used him too much. Personal preference. I haven't. I do think he's the second best first baseman in the game, however. And he was free. They gave him to us for free in a pack. Now you can buy him on the market. If you didn't get that pack, he's Albert. He's him. And speaking of him, number 1 first baseman primary in MLB The Show 22 is going to be Jimmy, aka Himmy Fox. The best at all 3 of his positions, if you ask me. He's the best catcher, third baseman, and first baseman in the game. So if you have Jimmy Fox, find one of those spots, put him there. He has the old-timey swing, just like old Rogers Hornsby, Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner. They all have the same two-handed follow-through swing, and I think it is unbelievably good. Maxed out 125, 125, 125, 125. The quadruple barrel when it comes to the stats. 111 at P2 vision, so he gets well up there at the vision as well. 69 speed at P2 is actually pretty good. He'll get over 70 speed at first base. One of the best options in terms of speed at the position and hitting. And he has decent enough fielding. I mean, it's better than some of the 60s we've seen earlier on this list. So super well-rounded for first base. Jimmy Fox is unbelievable. He's one of my favorite cards every year. And he was an inning boss this year, so he is a little bit on the expensive side, floating around 200K. Hopefully the last program we get this year gives us some of these cards regurgitated so we can fall down a price so that if you don't have them, you can go get them. Because I love this Jimmy Fox. No matter how much using a Red Sox hurts me, I will use him because he is chef's kiss. Okay? Chef's kiss. And that is going to wrap up today's video. This is all the first basemen that I think are worth using in the game. It's probably the most loaded position, especially when you account for secondaries. There's about 10 other guys that I was going to include on the honorable mentions that I just decided not to because there's so many options that it would just overload it. You can use Miggy and Hank Aaron, and the list goes on over there at first base. But these were the primary position guys that I think are worth trying out, giving a shot. And those are the best ones. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below. Hit the bell if you want to get notified when new content is coming out. And you can check me out over at twitch.tv/waifuju for live streams of MLB The Show and some other games as well over there while we wait for MLB The Show 23. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.